Hey guys, welcome back to WTF Homestead. I'm Jenny. I just want to briefly, before I even start this video, is say a sincere apology for not posting a video for about the last month. Hopefully things around here have gotten a little bit back to normal and we will get things back on schedule. So expect some more videos here relatively soon. So anyway, again, I'm super sorry that it has taken me this long. First video I wanted to get off, since it's been so long, is to get an update on my garden. Some things are doing great and some things not so great, and one thing in particular, a couple things I can think of right off the top of my head that I have just completely lost. So let me turn the camera around and I will give you guys a view of what I'm looking at and tell you a little bit about how they're doing and what we're going to do from here on. So let me turn the camera real quick and let's get to it. Okay, so first I wanted to just kind of show an overview of this garden. So I put a few little things over here on this side of the greenhouse, and then this is the view inside the greenhouse. It's looking really good. But I'm so proud of how all of this has turned out. This is my little garden, and it is just really, all in all, even with the few things that I have failed at, it is still just doing so well. So I'm so happy with it. Okay, let's get back to this. I'm going to start over here on this side of the greenhouse. I have these 5 grow bags. I don't believe I've put these in. I think this is the first video that these have been in. I had a few extra seeds that I wanted to get, and I needed some bigger grow bags than what I had. So I bought these, and I got them on Amazon. I can link them down below if anybody's interested. I believe these are 15-gallon, and so far they are doing really well. I am noticing a little bit of mold on the outside of some of them. So I don't know. I'm not really sure if that's something I need to watch out for. They are draining really well, so but we've just been super humid around here lately, so it could just be from that. But anyway, so let's start with these. So this very first one here and the one on the very end down there are the same thing. These are Jubilee pumpkins, and these are some older seeds, and I planted these in here, and I've only got a few that have come up, and they're kind of struggling. So I'm going to give these a little while longer, and I may end up either planting something else in here with it, or maybe even some more watermelon. I'm not sure. I would like to get some watermelon, but they're doing, I mean, they're coming up. They're doing okay, but for a little over a month, you know, that they're really small. So I'm really wondering if there's a couple of spots on this side of the greenhouse that don't get a lot of sun, and I'm thinking that could be the problem too. So anyway, that's what that is. So this one right here is a mixed gourd. They were just some cool looking gourds, and I believe I got these on, I think these were in my garden. I'm not sure. I guess I shouldn't say for sure because I don't want to mix everything up. But anyway, that's what's in this one, and they're doing really good. Then in this one right here, these are sugar pumpkins. I have a few of these planted. I wanted to get quite a few pumpkins, so I'm super excited about how these are turning out. They're looking awesome in here. This one right here is my cantaloupe. Looks like I've got some kind of critter in there eating some of my leaves. I'm gonna have to come back and investigate that, see if I can find out what that is, and get that cleared up, but they're doing pretty good. This is that other watermelon. And as you can tell, they're just not, all these were planted on the same day, and see how well the others are doing. And the watermelons just are not, and they're on the same side to get the same amount of sun. So I'm really thinking that these could just, it may just be the seed. I'm not really sure. Please excuse the noise. I am right beside my chicken pen, and my guinea is going crazy. Let me show y'all. Uh-oh, the dog wants to chase them. Artie. So these are, this pen, I've got to come out here and get this cleaned up. We're going to move this, actually. I think they're getting a little bit too much sun right here, and in the afternoons they get pretty hot. We found another little spot that's relatively flat. There he goes again. that has a lot more shade. So we're going to be moving them. We were going to do it yesterday and just didn't get out here and get it done. So anyway, this is them. They're doing really good. We have 21 left. We did have one more that we lost. Don't know what happened. We just came out one day and it was dead in the pen. It didn't look like it had any trauma to it really. Just was dead. So I don't know, but everything else is doing really well. So excuse the mess. It'll be cleaned up hopefully in the next day or two. Okay, let's get back over here to this. Okay, so back in the greenhouse. The greenhouse is something that I will probably be buying another one. Some things that are in here, most things that are in here are doing awesome and actually doing better than what is outside. So in some respects, and I'll show you what I mean. We are actually talking about going ahead and purchasing a second one for next year, and maybe even for some fall stuff. So we'll start over here in this corner. So this in the very corner is just some mixed flower seeds that I had. Still don't know what all of that is, and actually I think there's a couple of weeds in there, but this one right here in front I just think is pretty, so I've left it. So nothing's bloomed yet. This corner, I don't know. Everything has been really slow in this corner over here, but anyway, we're going to leave it. We're going to see what it does. So that's what that is. These next two I am so excited about. These are my artichokes, and these are something that are just thriving in this greenhouse. I'll show you the ones that I planted outside versus these that are inside. So keep this size in mind. These are just doing, they're just doing incredible. And I have one more that is over here that's doing just as good. I've got a blank spot over here where I had a bell pepper growing, and I think I'm going to come back and plant some more of these. But this is something that I will definitely do in the greenhouse and not outside again. So anyway, that's what these are. So next I have a couple of bell peppers over here. And then I have one over here. And I think that all of these were the purple beauties. You can see it. It's back there in the kind of in those flowers right there. But anyway, they're doing pretty good. I started all this in here from seed, so everything is just doing great. All of this was direct sown. Well, these were, I take that back, because there were a couple of things. You know what? I don't think so. I think everything in here was from seed. It was. Everything in here was from seed with the exception of the flowers. The flowers I bought at a local nursery. So anyway, they're doing really good. Next, are some impatiens. They are doing awesome. Flowers in here, seriously, are just doing so good. Next, right here, this mess of leaves here and stuff. These are those red torpedo onions. And these things stayed like little tiny hairs for so long. And really just within probably the last week, maybe two, they've actually started getting some bulk behind them where they seem to be doing a lot better. So, not very many have come up, but we're going to go with it and see how these turn out. Not sure if I'll plant these in here again. We'll see. There's a bunch of weeds in here. I've got some serious weeding I've got to do, so ignore that. Next are some more bell peppers. And I don't remember, I do think that these were a different variety, and I don't remember what kind, and I couldn't find on my notes what kind these were. I didn't write it down, so I need to go back and watch the old video and see if I posted it, if I said it in the video. So they may be the same, but for some reason it seems like these were a different kind in here. But anyway, they're doing really good. Next are some more flowers, and then this is some, I believe it's called giant leaf basil. It is a basil. It's a large leaf basil, and it's doing super good in here. This was all started direct from seed as well. I have these couple of smaller ones that are down here that when I planted these, I planted them super thick. The seed was black and tiny, and the ground was black, and I couldn't really tell how many I was dropping in there, so they came in real thick. So I pulled some of these out when I thinned them and planted a few over here, and these two have stayed. They're struggling a little bit, or they're behind, I guess is what I should say, because they're actually looking really good from what they were. So that's what that is, looking really good. Next over here, this spot right here is where I had planted those onions that I had sprouted from those store-bought onions inside, and none of those survived. So I have a blank spot I need to do something with. This is one of the things that I'm struggling with back here. This is my garlic. All of this was planted from the seed, or from the bulb, the clove, I guess I should say. They look like they have been through a windstorm, and I mean, they have been in this greenhouse. No wind, no nothing. I don't know what is up with it. I need to do some research and find out if this is normal and I'm just worrying about nothing. But this does not look like what I see other people's videos when I watch their videos and see their pictures. Theirs stand straight up. They look so much better than this. For a while I thought I was overwatering. I tried to back off a little bit. That seemed to make it worse, so apparently not. I've actually kind of started to water them a little more to see if maybe they were actually underwatered. I don't know. So we'll see, but I don't believe I will be putting my garlic back in the greenhouse. This is something I believe I will start doing outside. Next, some more of the impatiens, doing super good. Then these, look at these guys. These are the determinate tomato plants that I planted in the greenhouse. All I did was determinate. I didn't do any indeterminate in here. These are they're doing incredible. Absolutely incredible. I believe that this side is, I want to say an Amish paste. I'm not really sure. But it's a determinate. And those over there, I believe, are the Romas. I do have a bunch of little buds that are coming up on them in there. And somewhere on one of these, I did see a couple of little tomatoes that are finally popping up. Where did I see those? Right there. Right there. Look at that. Little baby tomatoes. I'm so excited. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that looks like a Roma. Anyway, these are doing great. I would probably have almost a greenhouse full of nothing but tomatoes because these have just done so well. The ones outside are doing really well too, but these in here are they're much healthier than the ones outside. Or to me, they seem to be healthier than the ones outside. So anyway, that's what those are. This side over here, again, it was identical to the other side. I had bell peppers here, and then the artichoke there, and then these little pansies. Oh my gosh, these have just been through heck, and I think I've just totally lost them now. So I'll probably pull that up, and I don't know what I'm going to plant there. And then of course a giant weed that I have just let go. Okay, so we'll come over here to this side of the garden. And I guess I'll just start right here with this little pot. I did bring up a couple of just little flower pots for some flowers and stuff, and some of them are not doing real well, so we'll see. So this one here are some bachelor buttons on this side, and then I did go to the nursery and they had this spearmint plant, and I picked it up and I had that blank spot, so I threw those in there. So that's what that is. Okay, and this one right here is my turmeric. It's doing really well. I may end up moving this one inside the greenhouse just to see if it does a little bit better in there, but it's doing much better here. I had this out in the middle of the yard and I think it was getting too much sun. It was wilting a lot, so it's doing better here, but I'm thinking it may do really well in the greenhouse, so I might move that. We'll see. This trough I planted full of a bunch of flowers. And as you can tell, the weeds have just way overtaken it. I have not been out here and weeded in probably about 3 days. And this right here is just, I pick these out all the time. And this one right here, I wasn't sure if it was a weed, and sure enough it is. So that one will definitely be coming out. But I know that one back here, I'm pretty sure that is a hollyhock that has come up. I know I have some bachelor buttons planted here in the front, but I don't remember. There was just a mix of some things that I threw in here. And some of these were super old seeds. They really may not even come up. We're just going to kind of see what survives this year and add some more stuff for next year. That is my horseradish root. And look at that. I think this thing is beautiful. Even if I don't ever use the horseradish root, which there's very few things that I use it for. I'm going to have to look up some more stuff and see if there's something else I might want to do with it. But that, it's just a beautiful plant. I just love it. It's something that honestly I would like to have kind of around the house or whatever. It's just pretty. I mean, it's almost... It's those huge leaves, kind of reminds me of an elephant ear, but they don't get quite that big. It's just beautiful. I love it. So, okay, next I have some more of these grow bags here. I have 4 of them on this little row here. So, at the very end down there, and then also on that end, those are the sugar pumpkins. These are just those small little sweet pumpkins that I want to try to can a bunch of pumpkin for pumpkin pies and stuff. So hopefully I'll get quite a few of those. That makes 3 of those bags with the sugar pumpkins. So hopefully those will do really well. This one right here, I have one more of the small grow bags that has this in here. I'm calling this my mystery squash. I had saved these seeds from a squash that we had, and I think it was something with an orange flesh. So I do think, or an orange meat, I guess I should say. I think that it was like a butternut type squash, but I truly can't remember. I just remember that it was good, and so I saved the seeds out of it. And I planted them, and I planted them super thick because when I opened the little baggie, there was mold on the seeds, and I really didn't think they'd come up. And I swear every seed that I planted sprouted. And I have thinned this already twice, and it's just incredible. So that's what that is. This one right here is another watermelon, and I planted these probably about 3 weeks later than those on the other side. So you can tell how much this has grown compared to those others over there. So I'm really just thinking that seed just might not be really good, but I'm gonna leave them. I'll probably just, plant something else maybe beside it, or I don't know, I may just leave them and see how they do, but that's what that is. So it's doing really, really well. Okay, I'll come over here and let's do these little grow bags here. So I have 5 of these along this row right here. Let's see how they're doing. So this one right here is the Swiss chard that I planted, and I really was not thinking I was getting anything out of this. And I've had, let's see, 1, 2, I see 3 little ones that have come up. So I'm struggling with greens, just having a really hard time getting any greens at all to come up. So we'll see. We're not big on eating greens. Honestly, I don't even know what Swiss chard tastes like, but this was one that I had planted hopefully to give to my chickens to kind of supplement some of their stuff and give them some snacks here and there. But I do want to try it and see if it's something that we like, but since not very much came up, I'm not sure what we're going to do there. We'll just see how this one goes. So that's what I've left it, just to kind of see how it's doing. This one right here is my ginger that is finally looking better. It had something that just came in and ate it down to just a stick, and it has come back finally and is looking really good. This is the smaller bag of my mystery squash. So again, we'll see what this is. I am hoping it's a butternut because I don't think I have any other butternut planted out here. So I am hoping that's what that is. Okay, this one right here, I think I'm going to have to end up replanting again. It needs more dirt. All of these that I'm showing you, and even those great big grow bags, that is how much that when I filled these, I filled them. I mean, they were maybe an inch or 2 maybe at the top, at the most from the top of the bags. And as I've watered and it has settled, that's how much it has sunk. And I think this one just needs some more dirt. I don't think that the seeds are getting enough sun. I don't know, but I have replanted in this twice. So first I planted kale, nothing came up, and then I planted some beans or something, I believe, and they're not coming up. So that is all weed that's down in there. I need to get something in that. I may plant a squash or something in there, add some more dirt and do a squash right there. This one right here is a butternut squash, or excuse me, a buttercup squash. I believe this one is a little round one, if I remember correctly. So this one's doing really well too. Okay, we'll come over and do these right here in the middle. So this is some potatoes that are just, they came up from last year. They are actually looking pretty rough. We came in and added some dirt to the top of these, and I think I added too much topsoil, and this one's just not doing really well. So I don't really know about it. I'm leaving it alone. There were some little buds on there, so I'm thinking they're probably going to be pretty close to harvest here pretty soon. This is the other one, and these are doing much better. So we'll see. I'm hoping I get a decent harvest out of these, because my other potatoes over here just are not doing well. I'll show you those here in a minute. I did put this little pot out here, and I forgot what I had planted in there. I think violets or something, and they did not come up. So I needed to put something else in there. Of course, again, my theme here is weeds. I've just left the weeds alone in that. I haven't even weeded that at all. So I need to get that done. This one too, those two little pots, those are bachelor buttons that are in there. Those are doing really well. And then this one right here is a sweetmeat squash. It's a little round white squash, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's coming up and doing really well. This one, I had some mixed flowers planted in there, and I wasn't sure about some of those, so I have actually left these weeds on purpose, but I think everything that's in there is a weed. I need to just come in and weed all that out. I'll do all that. I need to have just a weeding day out here and get that done. And then this again is the tree that my sister-in-law gave me. It's doing really well. I have had something on there that has eaten some of the leaves a couple of times, and I picked everything off that I found, so hopefully it's doing really well. I did come in and plant some chive seeds around the bottom of this, and I haven't seen any of those come up, so I don't know how long they take to come up, but it's probably been almost 2 weeks, maybe not quite 2 weeks, and I don't see anything, so I'm not sure about that. And that right there is a potato that has come up in this. I had potatoes planted in these last year, so I don't know how that's going to work. We'll see. And then I have that one little zinnia that is just hanging on there and not doing real well, but it's there. So the tree's doing good, and that's really what I'm worried about in that bed. Okay, I have these few buckets left here. So we'll go over those, and I'll show you what we've done in those. This one was a total flop. These were my peas. I've just let them dry up finally. I got tired of trying to even get them to grow. Ants are horrible in this little pot. I don't know what I'm going to do here. They are still, if I even touch that dirt, they go crazy. I think I'm to the point now where I'm just going to take this, we're going to haul it way off to the back of the property, and I'm going to dump this and sprinkle a bunch of stuff on there to kill the ants, and just bring this back up and put some new dirt in it and do something else, because nothing will grow in there. It's terrible. So that's what that is. This is the pineapple sage that I bought. Look at how big this thing has gotten. And it's beautiful, and it still smells every time I come out here. I walk by here and I rub the leaves and smell it. Oh yeah, smells just like pineapple. It's just so good. The little flowers have started dying back underneath. I don't know if they're just maybe not getting enough sun right there, or if it's just their time to go. I don't think those little flowers go into the summer, if I remember correctly, but I don't remember what those are. But anyway, so the next one, this is a bunch of sunflowers I have planted. They're doing really well right there, actually. They may be a little too thick. I may need to thin those out right there. So these are the beans. These were the ones that I planted the half with, I believe those were the strike beans. I think those are the ones that came up. And they're doing really good. Let's see all the... Get you in here so you can see all the beans that are growing on it. I have not harvested anything off of this yet. I have a couple that look like they're probably about ready to be harvested, but they're looking really good. And I did come back and plant a few more. You can see one coming up there and a couple over here, just because I had an empty spot. So I had some more Blue Lake beans, and I came and planted those in here. So we'll see how those do. Okay, so we'll come over here and we'll start with the beds. So these two are the green beds that I kept promising forever that I was going to get them done. I wasn't lying. I actually did get them done. It just took me forever. So let's see. Let's just start over here with this one. This is all sweet corn. And look at this stuff. I've never planted corn before. So I'm so excited with how it is turning out. And let me tell you, this stuff sprouted fast. I swear this stuff sprouted in 2 days. It has just grown so fast. And it's just, to me so far, everything looks great. So I'm really excited to see how that does. This one over here, this is cucumber. I have 2 different kinds of cucumber here. One was a straight 8, and the other one was like a bait alpha or something like that, I believe. Anyway, the bait alphas, I believe, are the ones that are kind of smaller on that side, and these are the straight 8. So we'll see how these do. I way underestimated. I was reading the wrong package, and I don't know why I was thinking that this little teepee was going to do for this, but it is what it is right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may have to try to figure out something else, or just let this stuff go all over the ground, which is going to make a mess. But anyway, that's what this is right here. But these will definitely be moved next year. I will not plant those right there again. They've got to have a much better trellis than that. I do have a couple little sunflowers that are mingled in there that are still coming up. They haven't been totally choked out yet. This side right here, I left empty for a while because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. This is another one. I was given some seeds when I did an order through MI Gardener of a mixed salad seed, and I planted them here, and they are not coming up. I'm telling you, I just have no luck. I have not had any luck getting greens. I do think that it is too hot now, so I probably should have waited on these. So I don't want to say that it's the seed or my soil or anything. I think I just tried to plant these way too late. I'm not sure. But so this has not been, and it's been a good 2 weeks, and they haven't come up. I'll go read the package and see what the germination is on it. And if I'm past the germination, I mean, there's nothing. I don't even see. I can understand if there's 1 or 2, but there's just absolutely nothing that's come up. But I had to pull up my squash, my yellow squash. So I think I'm going to come in and plant that here, just so that I can get some squash, because I'm way late, and it's gonna be late for even doing those, but I think I can get some off of them. But anyway, so that's what is in those 2 beds there. This next row are my potatoes. On this end down here, I have some red potatoes. And on this end, I think they're a Yukon Gold. They're kind of a yellowy potato. They're down here on this end. And so far, I have 2 that are coming up. I have this one here. And then there's another little bitty one right there that's coming up. So I don't know. These have been down here for a while. I am worried that they're just not coming up. So I don't know. This is a new method. Well, I mean, everything is a new method for me, but I tried something totally different, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to give up yet. I know there are other people that are saying some of theirs, and it was just, I planted these at the way wrong time. I'd forgotten that I even had these, and so I just ran out here and threw them in the ground. So we'll see. This might have just been a total flop, and probably more my fault than anything else, because I just did it at the wrong time of year. So anyway, I'll update you with how that turns out. So we'll get to these beds over here. Look at this, you guys. I'm just so proud of my tomatoes. They have just, all of them, the ones that were in the greenhouse there are doing so good. And then these are my indeterminates here in this bed. I did have to rebuild the trellis system here. Actually, I say I did, my husband did. My other one was sagging really bad under the weight. So I just used the stuff that we had laying around the house, and it just didn't work. So anyway, these are my indeterminate tomatoes. I believe I just have Celebrity and Cherokee Purple, I believe, is what I ended up with in here. I don't think I have anything else. And now all of these I bought from plants that I bought at a nursery. So these did not start from seed. So I might as well say that right away. So yeah, but look at these. Look at all the tomatoes that I have on here. I mean, they're just going nuts. And look at the size of these. I mean, that fits in the whole palm of my hand. They're doing so good. I have that one back there. I've got that one has a really bad spot on it. I'm gonna lose that one right there in the front. I've got to get that clipped off so it doesn't spread to the others. But yeah, these are just doing incredible. I do have one little flower there that's doing really well. My carrots, I still have quite a few that are still hanging on down here. I have my water going in here while, oops, and it has sprung up. Let me move that. I don't want that spraying up so high. So my carrots are doing pretty well. I think, I don't really know. I do know that I have them planted way too close together. I came out one day and was trying to thin them a little bit, but I was pulling up clumps at a time, and so I decided I'm going to leave them. I'm going to see what they do this year, but I will not. Now, I will still keep them planted underneath my tomatoes. They've done really well under there, but I will not plant them this close. I will be very careful with how I plant them next time. So we'll see what kind of harvest we get off of these this time. Okay, so we'll come over here to this bed next. These are the determinants, the Romas that I bought from the little local nursery that were struggling so badly. And I thought I had lost them. And I just decided these 3 survived. And so I left them just to see what they do. And I'm glad I did, because they are just covered in little tomatoes. If you can see all those. I mean, they are just absolutely everywhere. They're just doing great. So these are doing really good. I put these posts up here. I waited too long to put the little tomato cages around them. So I put these stakes up, and then I need to come in and tie them to it to hold them up a little bit better. But yeah, they are just doing incredible. These zinnias, check out these zinnias. Look how beautiful these things are. I mean, I just absolutely adore zinnias. They're just so happy. And I mean, these come up to my chin. They're so tall. This one has kind of flopped over here. There's Frankie. Come here, Frankie. You go say hi. Here's my little snake bite victim. He's doing really well. So another good update. My little baby, he's doing really good. But anyway, the zinnias, check that out. I don't know why. I've got a couple that they fall over and I have to stand them back up. And then they do fine, but I don't know what makes them fall over. But anyway, it's still doing pretty. It may be these are in here really thick, so maybe they're just kind of fighting for the sunlight. I'm not sure. But I wanted to show you while we're right here at this. So the artichokes that are in the greenhouse, how big they are. And then look at this right here. So this is one of the artichokes that's outside. They just are not doing anywhere near like the ones inside. So I'm still going to leave them and see if they do anything. I really just don't think they are out here. I honestly think they are getting too much water. From what I was reading online, these put down a very, very deep root, and they will seek out the water, and they really don't like to be watered much. They just kind of take the stuff surrounding. And I believe it was M.I. Gardner that even said he never even waters his, ever. It just gets the water from the surrounding plants. So I've tried in this bed to not direct water them, but I've got to water my tomatoes, and so they're definitely getting more water than the ones inside the greenhouse. But anyway, that's the way these are. But I'm just so proud of this. My tomatoes are just, and my zinnias. Look how pretty. So pretty. I'd like to get a shot of this one. Look at these zinnias. Aren't they just so cute? Okay, so that's my tomato bed there. We'll come over to this bed. This one is kind of a mix. I don't know. I'm actually thinking this is my onions on this side. These are the ones I started from little sets. Sorry, these are the sets that I bought at the store. So they're doing okay, not great, but okay. This side right here, these are the American flag leeks that I planted from seed. I don't know what to expect. These things they're kind of like those torpedo onions in the greenhouse. They are just so tiny. They're nothing like what I see other people's online. So I honestly am thinking that I'm having issues with my onions, with really a root vegetable in these railroad ties. Both the garlic in there and the onions out here are not doing well, but the onions that I planted in just one of the raised beds are just flourishing. They're doing great. So I will not be planting any root vegetable inside these railroad ties again. So if any of y'all know, if y'all heard that that is a problem, let me know, and that way I'll know for sure whether I have done it or not. So that's the condition of these right here, the onions and the leeks. And then that little row right there is some sunflowers. I have planted lettuce in that same row 3 times and nothing came up. And so one day I was just frustrated and I had the sunflower seeds in my hand and I sprinkled sunflower seeds and they're doing great. So for whatever reason, I cannot get greens to grow. I may try some in some pots in the greenhouse, but other than that, I think I'm done. I will just have to buy that. Unless I just need to read up on it and see if there's something I need to be doing differently. So the next bed, here are some more zinnias. Look at this, just beautiful. I come out here and I love them. I love them. The only thing that would make them better is if they put off a really good smell, but these are just beautiful. So these are the onions in the raised bed that are, look at these. I mean, they're doing awesome. The only thing with this that I would change is I did plant them way too close together. So next time I will spread them out a little bit more. I still want to do a pretty thick planting, but not this thick. They need a little bit more room. So I didn't want huge onions anyway, just because of how we eat them. But I wouldn't mind having some big ones for the things that I'm going to can. For the fresh ones, I don't mind having the small ones. But anyway, so these are all of the ones that I bought from Starts that I bought off of Etsy. And they're doing incredible. Yeah, just absolutely incredible. This end, I planted some cabbage. And again, this is another one. I know I planted these way too close together. But I was real worried about these. It took them a while to finally get going. But it's like, once they decided, okay, we're going to grow, they have just taken off. But they are definitely too close. When I do these again, I will definitely give them more space. I've never planted cabbage, so I didn't really know how big they would get. So yeah, this is, of course, my learning garden. That's what I should have called this, my learning garden. But they're doing really well. So that bed, I just think that bed's really pretty. I love those zinnias on the end. And then the last bed is my pepper bed. And it is doing incredible out here, guys. I mean, it is just unbelievable. Zinnias again, right here on this end. They're doing really well. And then I have just a mix of peppers through here, but I did want to show you, if you can see, this very last plant here, this long skinny one right here that goes all the way up here to the height of the zinnias, is the only one that I did not pinch. So I did not prune it in the beginning. And it is the tallest for sure. And I am just now, you can see right here, if I can get to the right angle, I am just now starting to get some fruit on these. So we'll see how this turns out in the end. But all of these others have almost caught up with it in size, in height. They're at least half, and some of them about 3/4 the height of that one. I pinched all of these off, and they have tons of blooms on them. And I've already gotten fruit. I've actually only gotten one harvest so far from my entire garden, and it was one bell pepper. And I actually didn't harvest it. I came out one day and it was laying on the ground. So I picked it up and we did eat it. It was very, very good. So, but these are just doing incredible. So that back there is what was that? I believe that one's called the Trident pepper, that tallest one. I have 2 of those, and I believe that is the one that is like a poblano. So that's really cool. This next one here is a crackle pepper. I have, if I can get down here to it. Yeah, here's some. Oh, I got a couple here that can probably be harvested pretty soon too. If you can see. There. Those are doing really well. I've got several on there actually that can be harvested. Then these next two, these little short ones that are down here, these are the habaneros. And I do see a bunch of little buds on there. So hopefully those will be doing okay. Then I have several bell peppers right in the middle. Again, they're doing really, really good. I'm so proud of them. And then the last ones are all jalapenos. And I've got several on there that are ready to come off. I need to do a harvest video on those. And then this end again, I have mixed flowers, some sunflowers that I just planted that are kind of mixed down in there. And of course, beautiful zinnias. My garden will never not have zinnias. I will always have them. They're happy. They bloom, you know, so early, and they're just pretty. I mean, they're just beautiful. I mean, look at that. If you can see that from across the way over there. I mean, I just kind of get to scan my garden and see the little pops of color that come up, and most of the time it's the zinnias that I see. So I'm just so happy. See, let me come over here. This one, I've got a bell pepper that is ready to harvest right there. How cool is that? And then this plant right here beside it, oh yeah, look, that one's even got, you can see the jalapenos there. It's got some striping on it. I need to get those off of there. I didn't see that one. There's a bunch more in this one. So there's more bell peppers back there on that one. Oh, I'm just so happy. So these are just doing so good. One more thing that I missed when I was over here. So at the end of that tomato bed, I had planted zucchini on that side, and I had yellow squash on this side. For one thing, when I planted the yellow squash here on this end, I could not remember if I'd planted those zinnias. Obviously I did. They were just, everything was too thick in there. But I also got a borer, is it like a beetle or a bug, whatever the borer bug that gets into your squashes, they were in those. And so I pulled all of those up because I did not have them over here in my zucchini and I didn't want it to spread. So I pulled all those up and I have not replanted those. That's what I think I'm going to plant in the end of that green bed down over there and try to get me some if I can salvage it for the season. I'm not really sure. But the zucchinis are doing really well. So I have been tying them up as they grow to this trellis. I will not be planting these again here. I don't know what I was thinking when I was thinking that these would grow completely up the trellis. I knew they wouldn't, but whatever. This is another really bad decision on my part. I will be planting something else that will actually grow on this overhead trellis here next year. Probably some flower, something pretty there. But these underneath, if you can see, they're doing pretty well, but I have not gotten any fruit on them yet. So I'm watching them. I'm going to watch and see. I mean, the plant itself looks really good. Just not, the plant itself looks really good. Just, I don't know. Just haven't gotten any, I mean, I don't really even see, there's a couple of little babies that I see on there, but they're tiny. So we'll see. So all in all, I think my garden's doing pretty well. I'm pleased with it. You know, like I said, I have my few little things that are really struggling, a couple of things I've lost, but then I have several things that are just doing incredible. So I'm going to keep at it and we're going to figure it out. I'll make notes of what I do and don't like from this year's garden and make those changes for next year. I need to start looking at what I want to plant in a fall garden. I know I need to get onions and the garlic and things like that. I need to start deciding what I'm going to do there and figure out where I'm going to plant those and stuff like that in my fall garden, and actually plant them at the right time so that they're ready on time next year, and I'm not fighting it quite like I am this year. And I really think that may be part of the problem. It's just the wrong time of year for them. So anyway, that's going to do it. That's my garden update. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Like I said, I apologize again for no videos over the last month, but hopefully I'm back on schedule to where I'll start getting some more out. So y'all check those out here in the near future. We'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.